welcome back to my channel. Today I have filmed my go-to look. This is definitely my go-to look. I have been wearing this non-stop, crazy, love this. And kind of what I've been doing just when I don't have the time to think about it and just want to throw something on, this is what I've been going to. I've also been leaning a lot towards a orangey eye, and I might film that soon. I know a lot of people really liked it from my last video. It's pretty much this eye look and that eye look with this lip that I have been doing. Just don't think about it, pop it on and go. But before we jump into this video, I have to show you guys my awesome new tattoo, and it really should be covered up right now. Like, it's, yeah, I can't even get it. It's swollen and yeah, anyway, I had to take off the saran wrap because when I was trying to film the video, all you could hear was like the crinkling of it, and I was okay, we'll take it off and clean it immediately after. So this is the picture of him. It is a red panda, but I named him Foxy because everyone thinks he's a fox. And he's just a really cute, expressive red panda. He was supposed to go on my leg, and I saw that face, and I was like, nope, that face, it makes me so happy. So I had to put him on my forearm because you just can't be mad and having a bad day when you have a face like that on your arm. You just can't. So anywho, if you would like to see how I created this look, just keep watching. I've already done my skincare routine, so that's why my face is kind of shiny right now. But I've let that soak in, and now I'm going to grab Natural Radiance from MAC. And I'm going to take one pump of this, and I'm going to apply it to my face. This primer is both hydrating and oil controlling, so that's why I like to use it, because I don't like to be completely matte. So this gives me a nice little bit of a glow to my skin, but it also prevents the oil from coming through. And for my T-zone, I'm using the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer in the smoothing. And you can see kind of right away how my face goes from shiny and kind of has a little bit of texture in these areas to very smooth, which I love. And this primer was kind of getting on my nerves at first, because when I would squeeze it out, a little bit of what appeared to be oil, I don't know if that's what it was, would come through. And I hated it, and I didn't know why it would happen. I would have to like waste product and squeeze out all the gunky stuff to get to the good stuff. And I have found that if I store it upside down, when I go to use it, it doesn't happen. So that helped a lot, but it makes me wonder what is going to happen when I get down to the end, like when I'm done with all the product and then I need to use what's last in there. Is it going to be gross? I don't know. I've been switching between this one and my Dior one. I don't know which one I like. I think I like the Dior one better because it doesn't have that issue, but then this one's cheaper, so really I like them both equally, so I don't know. For my foundation, I'm using the MAC Nourishing Pro Longwear Waterproof Foundation, and I will apply that, of course, with my Beauty Blender. You can really get a nice medium coverage with this foundation, which is typically what I like to do, but then you also can get a really full coverage. And it's a concealer and a foundation in one. So if you have like a spot or something that you don't like and you don't want to put a whole nother layer of foundation, this works great as a concealer. I'm using MAC's Mineralize Concealer. This is probably my favorite concealer, and you guys may not love it, but I do, because it's not drying at all. It's actually hydrating underneath my eyes. It has about medium coverage, so I just don't like anything too heavy underneath my eyes, and sometimes like the Pro Longwear is really nice, but it's a little too heavy for me. I really like the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I use that one a lot, but sometimes it can feel a little too heavy. And then I really like the Urban Decay Naked one, but sometimes it's a tad bit too dry. So that's kind of like my rotation of those three, the Nars Radiant and the Urban Decay, and then this guy. But this guy has my heart just because it really makes my under eye look a lot softer and it's just pretty. This one's my favorite. But if you're worried about creasing and all that stuff, stick with one of the others, because I would rather tap away a little bit of creasing that I might get rather than having any powders underneath my eyes. So I like this concealer. Today I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to use the Nars Radiant All Day Luminous Powder Foundation. And you're probably like, oh my god, you're going to use this underneath your eyes. But when you use a damp beauty blender, it works out really nicely. It's not as heavy and you can kind of shear it out a bit and it just looks really pretty. Again, I am not taking this all the way. The powder is just here on the tip, and then I do not take it up into this area right here because I don't want powder in those spots. But I'm using this powder to set all of my highlighted areas. MAC Mineralize Skin Finish for the rest of my face. And my foundation isn't quite as dark as like the rest of my body, so this really helps to also warm it up a bit. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about this powder brush a million times, but I love this. It's from Sephora and it's so dense that you can really push that powder into your skin. And if you have issues with your makeup lasting, this is going to help. If you have issues with texture, this is going to help. It is just so nice. I don't know if this brush will ever be replaced. I'm bronzing using the Hourglass bronzer in, what is this one called? Luminous Bronze Light. And then the Marc Jacobs The Bronze brush. This brush is not a necessity. I just really like it because it's huge, it's soft, and it gets the job done very quickly. I'm going to contour a little bit using the MAC Taupe Blush and the Nars Ita brush. I don't want this to be too heavy, but I want it to be seen, so I'm just going to work a little bit of this back here to give me a little bit of a cut. MAC 187 and blend your little heart out. No harsh lines, you know the drill. Now that my face is done, I'm going to use the Taupe pencil from MAC and just put my freckle back. And then I'm going to put some Prep and Prime from MAC, the lip primer, on my lips so that those are already primed when it comes time to do our lippy stick. Okay, so I ran away and did my brows, and I also primed my eyes using MAC's 24-hour eye base. And then I'm going to grab my MAC palette here. And that's all we're going to be using today, is a whole bunch of MAC. Sorry guys, but this is my go-to. I have to be true to myself. So I am first going in with MAC's Blanc Type and a MAC 227, I think, yes, 227, and I am just setting that primer. This is just going to help me blend everything out so it doesn't stick to the primer and get stuck quite as easily. In other words, your shadows won't be as patchy. Can't ever say anything easily. I have to like try the hardest. MAC 286 and Cork. This is just a soft, more of a cool toned brown. And I'm going to use this as my transition shade. I'm starting off in my crease to deposit the majority of the color and then pushing it up for the more of the transition. And I will layer this a few times to get the depth and intensity that I want. But always start off in your crease, back and forth windshield wiper motions, and then blending upward in circular motions. Same brush using MAC Folie, and I'm going to put this a little bit more concentrated into the crease just to deepen it up a bit. MAC Soba and a 242 also for MAC. I'm going to pack this color on the lid. This is another one of those really cool muted brown shades that don't get a whole lot of love, but that I have been really loving in the past week or so. I'm going to go back in with Cork, the original color, and a Nars pencil brush, and I'm just going to pop this underneath the lash line from outer to inner corner. Now for a fun little pop of color, because I really like pops of color, I'm taking a MAC 221 and Gorgeous Gold, also by MAC, and popping this on the inner corner. If you don't want something gold on the inner corner, you can just go for something that's a little bit more natural, like MAC Nylon is super bright. You could use rice paper, anything that's you're usually using as a highlight color on your inner corner. And now pop on some mascaras, and I'm finally ready to tell you guys how I feel about this MAC Upward Lash. At first, I wasn't super into it because I like to really apply pressure to my lashes as I am applying my mascara, and I found that when I was doing that, my lashes were becoming clumpy. I could tell that it was giving them a lot of length, but I didn't understand why it was clumpy, so I was thinking, okay, well, it's brand new, so it's probably just too wet. You know how mascaras are. But then I started to apply it without pressing down so hard on my lashes. Like I would literally go like this and press. That's how I apply my mascara. But working with clients, I usually see them apply their mascara like this, you know, the zigzag and pulling up without even closing their lid. So I was like, hey, I'm going to try it that way. And I actually really like the mascara like this. I will choose this mascara over my favorite MAC Extended Play when I'm not going to wear lashes, because I feel like I get a lot of separation with this. It looks natural and really pretty. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's not tubing. If it was tubing, done. I would love it. So here's my lashes with no falsies on them. So this is what that mascara gives me, and I think it's really pretty, and I actually kind of like the mascara, so who would have thought? But I'm gonna go apply my falsies off camera because it's such a pain in the butt to try to do it on camera, and I will be right back. And we will finish our cheeks and our lips. These are some of my favorite lashes. I have a few that I'm obsessed with, like the Salon Perfect Demi Wispies. I love the MAC 33s. Love the MAC 33s. And then I really love these guys. And I used to wear these all the time, but I just started getting back into them. And these are from Revlon. So you can get these at Walmart, probably Target. I don't know, anywhere that sells Revlon more than likely. I did get mine at Walmart. And these are defined. These are the number D63, so they're a little bit more fluttery and fun. And they are Featherlight technology, and best of all, they are $5. So I've got these on today. Typically when I'm wearing this look, I'm wearing my MAC 33s, like in this picture, but I wanted something a little bit more in your face, like, haha, look at these lashes. So I put these on today, but either or, whatever you want to do. Moving on to blush, I am going to use MAC Gingerly on a 129 from MAC and just pop a little bit of this onto my cheekies. And then going in and blending it out. As usual, I'm using MAC Accentuate as my highlight on a MAC 159. And then I'm going to spray my face with some Fix Plus. And fan it out. Moving on to my lips, I have already primed them. So I'm using MAC's Stripdown liner, and I'm going to line the outside of my lips. Then I'm going in with MAC Tropic Tonic. Oops, I goofed. That last one was MAC Persistence, and this one that I'm about to put in the center is Tropic Tonic. So I'm placing this one right in the center of the lips, and then I'm going to blend it together. I love this lip combo. It gives me so much life. This is probably my favorite lip combo I think I have ever had. Sometimes I just put this on with just Stripdown the liner and then Tropic Tonic, and it's so good. Anywho, that's the end of this look, and if you liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate I appreciate you guys, and come back.